Hi guys, welcome to my Facebook Live. Today's Wednesday, May 5th, and this is the second day of my catalog launch. Today I'm going to be sharing some of the fun new dies with you. So we'll give it just a minute for people to join. When you join, say hello so I know who's here. I'm sure by now all of you have already seen the catalog. If you don't have a catalog and you would like one, I'd be happy to send you one. Just please reach out to me, message me with your address and a request for a catalog, and I'd be happy to send you one. I did update my Hostess Code on my sheet, so this is the current Hostess Code. It runs May 4th through May 15th. For anyone that spends $40 or more, you'll get my monthly card kit in the mail for free. Just simply use the Hostess Code. You don't have to do anything. I go and check my reports, and when I prepare the kits, I go ahead and mail them to you. So you don't even have to pay for shipping of the kit. One of the things I'm doing as part of my catalog launch is for anyone that does place an order of $40 or more, I am entering them in for a drawing for the mini cut and emboss machine. I have an extra one that's never been used, still in the box, and I'd like to find it a new home. So anyone that uses this Hostess Code through May 15th will be entered into that drawing. Another thing I'm doing is my Inspiring Friendship Summer Retreat to Go. So I've partnered with another demonstrator, Sherry, and she is with Loved by Him Designs. And we've partnered up to double the fun and double the projects. And on June 19th, we are going to have a Facebook group exclusively for this event, and we will have videos, games, prizes, all kinds of things. So I will include the link for more information on this when I post this video. And I'm going to be using one of the stamp sets that this class features today. So there's many ways to use this stamp set, so I'm excited to start sharing it with you. And there's lots of different price points on this class, so there's one to fit every budget. So be sure to go out and check it out and see what we have to offer. Okay. Hey Diana, thanks for joining. And the last thing I wanted to mention is the current join offer. So if your wish list is really long after checking out the new catalog, you can purchase the starter kit this month from May 4th through the 31st, and you get an additional $30 worth of product. So regularly it's $125. During this promotion, you get $155 worth of product just for $99. And there's free shipping, so that saves you 10% there. And there's no obligation to order after that if you choose not to. So this is a great way to get some of those things on your wish list. Okay. So today I wanted to share with you some of the new dies that are in the catalog. So, hey Lisa, happy Wednesday, hump day. The first one that I'm going to share with you, and I have to get my catalog because it takes me a little bit of time to get the names down on some of the sets. So the first one I'm going to be sharing with you today is the Inspired Thoughts bundle. Okay. So this is this is a bundle. It has dies and a stamp set, and the stamp set is an option on my Retreat to Go. So I'm going to show you some different ways to use it today. Okay, so that's the Inspired Thoughts bundle. So this comes with a stamp set that has lots of really great sentiments. And someone yesterday commented on the font that they're using here. And I was thinking about it, and we don't have a lot of, we see a lot of curvy fonts and stuff like that, but we don't see, I don't recall seeing much of this in the past, so that's kind of fun. Hey Katie, thanks for joining us. Okay, so the dies look like this. Okay, so you have the dies for the trees. This is like for your ground if you wanted to do that. I'm not quite sure what that would be for yet. And then these are like the canopy part of the tree. Okay, so this is great. You could make a tree for all seasons. Okay, so our card we are going to do, I did some of the prep work tonight because I want to show you 3 different cards, and I wouldn't have had time to do that if I didn't do some of the prep work. So the card tonight, I cut the trees out of Early Espresso, and then I cut some of the canopies out of the Mossy Meadow. Mossy Meadow. And then I cut my base is Early Espresso, and then I'm using the Very Vanilla, and then I cut a piece for the inside as well. Okay, so for this card, I am just going to be using 1 tree. I'm not going to use all of them. I did want to share that I know in the past, sometimes when you get the dies that have all these little intricate pieces, it's really hard to get all those little pieces out. I did want to share, from my experience, since Stampin' Up! Has started making their own dies, I don't have that problem. You can see this one, all these little pieces came out by themselves with the exception of just a few, and those are the ones that I would have to poke out. So if you kind of stayed away from these in the past, I would encourage you to try them again, because they are a lot better. Okay, so I'm going to use Early Espresso ink, and I chose a sentiment out of the stamp set, and it is the one that says, sheltering you with love at a time when words fall short. Okay, so I wanted the card to be simple. I want the dies to kind of stand out, so I'm going to stamp the words before I do anything else. That way if I mess up, I can turn the cardstock over. And I can't seem to get these on here straight. Okay. Let's do that again. They're still not straight. Okay. Okay. So there's that. And okay. Okay, so for this card, like I said, I just want to use one of the trees. Okay, so I'm just going to use this one over here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little paper cutter, and I'm just going to slide this through, and I'm just going to chop this off right at the edge, and then I can save this for another card. Okay. And so then we have our little piece here, and we'll poke out our little extra pieces. I have my take your pick tool. Okay, and then we're going to put a little glue on here. You could use a fine tip glue pen. I don't like to use that on my Facebook Lives because I have a hard time getting the cap in, and if you don't get the cap in, it will seal shut. So I'm just using a little bit of Tombow liquid glue. And I'm just going to place this on right here. Like so, and then I cut several of these little pieces out. The nice thing with these dies are that there are 4 pieces, so you can cut them all out at once. You don't have to, you can work a lot faster with that. So some of these have little pieces that punch out, but it looks like they all punched out on their own. So that's good. So I'm going to take, there's 4 different sizes here. So I am going to take the largest one, and I'm actually going to take the second to the largest one, and I'm going to put that at the top, and I'm going to use liquid glue because a tree is usually kind of round. So I'm going to create some depth with this. Okay. So then I'm going to take this piece here, and I'm using my black dimensionals again tonight. I showed these last night. And I like these because they're dark enough. If you get close to the opening, you won't see them. Okay, so let's see here. All right. So I'm going to layer that one there. And I am coming over the edge. I'm going to show you how I'm going to take care of that in a minute. And we have another one. And then we have one down here, like so. And then this one I'm just using glue to put it down at the bottom. Okay. And so then I'm just going to turn this over. And this is another one where I use my kitchen scissors, and I'm just going to cut that edge off. Okay. So then we'll take the base of our card. It's already scored. I'll use my bone folder. Turn it on here. And we'll adhere this to the card. And don't forget, I am doing a drawing at the end. I'm going to be giving these cards away, and I will pick from the comments. So the more comments you leave, the better your chances of winning are. Okay, so let me know what you think. If you ordered these, let me know if you've tried them out. If you haven't, and that's the inside. And then I'm using the Elegant Faceted Gems to embellish. I am saving the new embellishments for Friday, so I wanted to use something that you might already have at home. And I know there's two tree bundles in the catalog. Both are beautiful. I chose this one because the stamp set has so many more sentiments, so I felt like I could use it more often than the other one. So I know the other one, you've probably seen a lot of that one, but I like this one specifically for all the sentiments. So if you're just joining, be sure to say hello so I know who's out there. And then I'm just going to use, I think I'll use this color. And I'm just going to put a couple random. And these scissors are losing their tip, so they're kind of getting a little dull. So they make it harder. I know I should be using my paper snips, but at the moment I can't find them. So, and there's our card. So simple and fun. To make this card, it was just 2 passes through the embossing machine. I did one for the trees and then another one for the canopy of the tree. Like I said, because there's 4, you're able to run them through all at the same time. So, okay, so that's our first card. Okay, put that there. Thank you, Diana. Yes, I think the trays are going to be a lot of fun. So if you've been stamping for a while, you might remember it's a really old set, but it's called A Treat for All Seasons, and they had one for each of the 4 seasons. And I think you could really do that with this set too. So here. Okay. So my next card, my next 2 cards are going to be featuring the new border dies. So I'm really excited about these dies. I'm really glad they're in the annual catalog, so they'll be around for a while. So on these, there's actually a couple of them. So this is the one we're using today, and then there's 2 more, and we're going to use those on the next card. The neat thing about these, which my downline Diana pointed out, is that one side of the cut is stitched and the other side of the cut is dotted. So it gives you added versatility with that. And this card that I'm making, I did case from one of my downline, Diana Muller. She did some cards for our team meeting, which were beautiful, and I love this idea that she shared. So, so these are the border dies. They are in the new catalog. And let's see here. So I'm going to be using Polished Pink ink pad, one of the new in colors. And let's see here. As I did before, I kind of did a little prep work so that I would have enough time to show you all 3 cards. So for this one, I started with a Whisper White thick card base. Okay. And I ran this through the embossing machine and cut the edge off like so. So you could save this for another piece. On hers, she kind of put a gap in there, but I'm not going to do that one on this one. I'm just going to show you a simpler way to recreate this card. And then I have a sheet, just a standard panel of Polished Pink cardstock. So this is 5.5 by 4 1/4. It's exactly half of a finished card. Okay. So here's my base, and I've already scored it, so I'm going to fold that down. Okay. And then I am going to use my Stamparatus for this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this in here. If you haven't tried these grid papers, I love them. They're so nice. They help you line, if you're making several cards, they help you always put the cardstock in the same place. And then you don't get ink on your other parts of your card. So, and then what I'm going to do, this is, I'm sorry, I didn't share. We are using the Flowers of Friendship stamp set. Okay. And this is the other stamp set that we're featuring in the Retreat to Go. This is the main stamp set. So most of the cards are made with this in the images. However, if you're limited on your budget, you can still get the Retreat to Go without the stamp sets and just use something you have at home. Okay, so this one has an image in here. Put that down like this, and it's one stamp. Okay, so I'm going to show you a way that you can use that using your Stamparatus. So here it is. And so I'm going to lay it down right like so. And then I'm going to close my Stamparatus. And then I'm going to ink this up. And I've used my magnet to keep my cardstock base from moving. Okay. And then I'm just going to come down. So this is where the Stamparatus is, in my opinion, better than the Misty, because we can move the plates up and down. So, and then I'm just going to stamp along the edge and keep moving the plate down. So that all my flowers are going to be perfectly lined up. Okay, so then we'll come back here and I'll get my chamois and clean this off. And then I'm going to come in here and I kind of want to offset it. So I'm just eyeballing this. Okay. And so I'm kind of offsetting the flowers and then laying this kind of in the middle. And then I'm going to come in and close it so it sticks to the Stamparatus. And then I'm going to ink it up. And then continue to go down. So then we have almost perfectly spaced flowers down here at the base. So I'll clean that stamp up. So then we're done with our Stamparatus. You can continue to use it for the rest of the card. I'm not going to, but you could. And I'll put this aside. Okay, so then how we're gonna put this together is this is gonna come down on that like so. Okay, and so this is where if you wanted to, you could make this come up a little higher and cut the edge off here and put it on the bottom so that you have kind of like a window. Okay, actually I might actually do that. So let's do that. And I have another card I'll show you that doesn't have that, so you can see the difference. Okay, so I'm just going to come in here. Okay, that's how we're going to do that one. Okay, so how I'm going to assemble this is, again, I'm going to use the foam adhesive sheets that I showed you last night. Okay, just a sec, something fell, and I think it might be something I need. Okay, and I'm just going to cut some strips. Yes, Katie, I'm trying to use the Stamparatus more. It is a really helpful tool. Especially if you don't get your images inked real well, or you have a tendency to get like the halos, like the edges. It helps with that. So I've just cut strips of this, and I'm going to put one here, and I'll put the other one down here like so, and then peel that off. And then I'm lining up the base to make sure that it's where I want it. Okay, and then I'm just going to fold this down. And then you have your card. Okay, so then what I'm going to do with the bottom is similar. I'm going to cut a strip of this, but this one actually it won't matter. I don't think it'll matter if it doesn't go all the way to the bottom. So put the strip there. I mean, I meant all the way to the edges. I think it'll work just fine. And then I'm just going to line this with the bottom. And then you have that. And I forgot to stamp this with the words before I adhered it, but that's okay. Let me show you the other one that I have, just so you can get an idea. So this is the other one. So this is the one I did without putting the bottom on. You do want to stamp the base with your words first. I don't want to come in and stamp here because I have the foam sheets under here, and I'm not going to get a good image. So on this one, I might just leave it blank, or I might come in with a tag or something like that, okay? But I'm going to show you the next part that I'm going to put on here to decorate our card. Okay, so then I am going to use 2 of the flowers from the stamp set, and I'm going to use the punch. And I wanted to share with you what I did. I made a template, okay, and I'm going to stamp these in the polished pink, on polished pink cardstock, and then I'm going to punch them out, okay. So I made a template for myself, and I just did it out of black cardstock, just a square, and I just came in and put it in there and punched it out. And then I keep this with the stamp set, okay, so I always have it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these stamps and I'm just going to kind of position them so that they're in that cut part inside. You can kind of feel once they get in there. And then I'm going to take a block and I'm just going to come down with my block, okay. And then I can ink this up and come in here and stamp it. Okay, sorry if you couldn't see that. And then I can come in with my punch and I can punch both of them out at the same time. Okay, so I'm going to do that again so you can see. So I had my template and I would position my stamps in there. And then I'd put my block down. And then I can come in and I can stamp. And then I'm saving paper too. There may be a better way to do this, but this is what I came up with so far. Okay. And then we can just decorate our card. So I like to curl the flowers with my bone folder. And then, so for this one, because I messed up, I'm going to stamp it with the sentiment. Or I could just even leave it blank. And so I'll probably just put the flower over to the side. Okay. I think I know how I'm going to rescue this one. Let's do it like that, because I want you to be able to see the delicate border. And then I like to use a dimensional in between these. And for the center on these, I'm using the Opal Rounds. I was so happy to see these carried over. I really like these. They're beautiful. If you haven't seen these in person, you really need to get some because it's hard to tell in the catalog all the colors that they have. Okay. So there's that. If you wanted to leave it like that, then you could stamp your sentiment on the inside. So let's do that. I don't know. I might be able to do the outside. I'm really afraid to mess it up. So I think I'm just going to do the inside. Just like so. And there's our card. Okay. So then, so that's the first one with the border dies. Using this one here. And the second card that we're going to do, this one is a lot of fun. I saved the best for last. And let's see here. Okay, so for this one, I'm using the Party Puffin stamp set. And I am using the die that looks like this. Okay, so to me, that reminds me of clouds. So I'm using that one. And then they also have this kind of curved one. Okay, so I'm going to be using that one. And that's out of this set here. Okay. So this one actually goes here. And this one goes here. So you get all 5 of these. Okay. And we are going to start with the black base. Okay, and again, I did the die cutting on this so that I would have time to share it with you. And we are going to have a pool party layer. And because it's a black card, we want to have a whisper white to put on the inside. Okay. And then let me show you how I got my pieces. So I just took a half a sheet of cardstock, okay, and for this piece here, I wanted the straight edge on one side, so I just ran this through the Big Shot here, like so, and again you can see one side is stitched and the other side is dotted, so that's kind of fun. Okay, and then I took the other half of my Whisper White cardstock and I ran it through the machine. And so the first piece that I did totally straight across, okay? And then it gave me this piece that has one edge that's completely flat and then the other piece that has the cloud edge, okay? And then what I did was I took that same piece and ran it through again, but I turned it at an angle, okay? So I turned it at an angle and then I got this piece here, okay? So this is my second piece and I didn't cut this. You could go and cut it if you want it to be perfect, but I didn't cut it. And what we're going to do is we're going to layer this. So no one's going to see underneath. So I just, to save paper, I just used the same sheet. I didn't even cut it, okay? So those are our die pieces that we're going to use, okay? We turn this here. You might get an idea of what we're making. So those are the dies. I'm going to put those up here so that anybody that's joining us late can see. And for this card, I did go ahead and I stamped 2 of the puffins because I needed to fussy cut them, and I didn't know if I'd have time here. fussy cutting them, it doesn't really take long at all. It took me about less than 10 minutes. I stamped them in StazOn ink, black StazOn ink. And then I'm just going to come in and I'm just leaving a little bit of a white edge on there. And then I cut them out. Okay. Something I wanted to share with you is that it's really important to make sure that your ink pads are stamped up and inked. So I wanted to share this card. This is a swap I got, and it's a lovely swap. I love it. I love that she used the new Hostess Designer Series paper that's in the catalog. However, her ink pad wasn't very inked, and you can tell the puffin is really muted and he's almost gray. And so it made me really sad because if she just had made sure her ink pad was dark, it would have showed up like this. So you can totally see the difference. So while it's a beautiful card, it would have been that much better if her ink pad was fully inked. So I just want to share that it doesn't take a lot of time to ink up your ink pads. It just takes a second. Keep your reinkers with your ink pads so that anytime you come across a not juicy pad, you can just ink it up real quick. And then also be sure to do a test on not your like on a scrap piece of paper. So, okay. So, let's finish this card. Okay. So I have my puffins here, and I am going to use the in color markers. Okay. And I'm going to color the puffins. And this pale papaya is perfect for their little beak here. And for their feet. And by using the StazOn, I'm able to come in and color with the marker without the black ink bleeding. You just need to make sure that it's dry. If you're using a very juicy pad like I did, you do have to give it a minute to dry. But it's totally worth it. And then we're going to come in with our pink. Okay, let's do that again there. And then with our fresh freesia, I'm going to color the hat. So this color is lighter, so I'm going to color the whole hat. And then I will come in with the polished pink on the polka dots. Okay. So there's that. Okay. And then this isn't Pool Party. This is Coastal Cabana cardstock. Sorry if I said Pool Party. I thought it was, but it's Coastal Cabana. So I'm going to get an ink pad, same color. There's lots of different blues, so if you don't have this one, you could use a different one. And I'm using a sponge dauber. Okay, and I'm just going to come in for my clouds, and I'm just going to put a little ink on the edge. Not a whole lot. And then again on this one. Okay. Leave that ink pad out because we're not done. I'm taking my Wink Stella and I'm putting a little bit of sparkle on the clouds as well. So this is going to be hard to see. Through the video, but in person it's beautiful. And I'm just putting it on the edge just a little bit, just to make the clouds kind of stand out. And then for our background, I'm going to take, and this card I did case. I cased it from a girl named Sarah Lynn. Didn't have a last name. It was super cute, and I love the idea. So this is just the birthday cake, and I'm taking the Coastal Cabana, and I'm just randomly stamping my background. Don't think you'll see these ones, but just in case. Okay. And then, so the puffins were just stamped Whisper White using the Jet Black StazOn. When you stamp and use the StazOn, your stamps will get colored. Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell it anymore. I don't believe. They might. I'm not sure. But there is a StazOn cleaner that you can use if you really like your ink pads to be really clean. Okay, and so this is the piece I'm going to use for the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to stamp my sentiment in black on here. And if you look at your stamp, you can see if it's inked well. And I'm just going to stamp that in the middle. So got a happy birthday. And then I have, because it's a black card, I have a piece for the inside. So I'm going to stamp my sentiment on the inside, which I decided I was going to use this one that says, "Happy birthday to someone who makes others happy." Okay. So, oops. And we'll just do that right in the center. Okay, now we're ready to put our card together. So I'll move the ink. Don't need the ink anymore. Okay. So let's assemble. And how I'm going to do this is I'm going to do this piece first. Okay. And this is going to go like this. Okay. And then we're going to trim it up. So you could offset these because it's bigger. I think that I'll do that. So this one I'm going to lay flat. I'm not going to pop it up. And this is going to be my bottom down here. And I am going to pop that one up. So I just want to make sure that I'm putting this down far enough. So we'll go like that. And then for this one, I'm going to use my adhesive strips again. Again, this is much easier and much faster than using several little dots of adhesive. And I think that I might actually, let's see which side looks better. That side or that side? I like this side because it seems like more like they're different clouds. So I'm just going to stick this right here in the middle. And then I'm going to line up this edge over here. And then we can just come in, turn this upside down, and use our kitchen scissors just to make that straight cut. This is one of the biggest reasons I like to have these handy, is when you need to make big cuts like this, you just go straight across. Okay, so there's that piece. And then we'll put our bottom on. And this one is centered, so I'm just gonna put it like so. And put that down. And again, just chop these off. So then we'll take our card base and fold it along the score line. Let's go ahead and put our inside in. And then our outside. Okay, and then we have our little puffins. So they're going to be dancing on here. And I'm going to use dimensionals on them. So because they're black, I want to use the black dimensionals as well here. So put these on. Okay, let's put another one right here on his hat. I don't want it to get caught on anything. Okay. Trim this one a little. Okay. There's that one. And this one. So then you have your little penguins having a play day for a birthday party. Isn't that fun? I love it. And it didn't take long to make it all. So, and if you wanted to, you could dress it up with embellishments. I'm purposely not doing too many embellishments tonight because I want you all to join me on Friday. I will have all the embellishments from the new catalog, and we'll have lots of fun with them on Friday. So again, let me show you all three cards. So all three cards tonight use the dies. So super fun cards. Excited for these new dies in the catalog. And like I said, the one with the tree and the flowers is part of my retreat to go. So if you're planning on participating in that, be sure to check those out. And so let's draw for some winners because these cards have to go home to somebody else tonight. So I am going to scroll through the comments and pick some winners. So let me get my marker. Scrolling, and I'm going to stop. And I stopped on Katie. So Katie, you'll be getting this Puffins one. So congratulations. And the next one will be the Life is Better with Friends Like You, using the border dies. And so I'm going to pick a winner here, and that's Diana. It's kind of funny, Diana. I cased the card from you and you're going to win it, but now you'll have another sample to go with your, she used Fresh Freesia on hers. So congratulations, Diana. I hope you like it. And one more for the Sheltering You with Love card. And our winner is, that was Diana again. I'm going to pick another one. And Lisa. Congratulations, Lisa. So you will win this one. So thanks for joining me tonight. Again, I do have my Hostess Code going. So if you're falling in love with some things, be sure to place an order. I do want to give away the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. So if you're not planning on placing an order, please share my video once I post it with all the details on it. Oops, you guys are looking at my ceiling. Hold on. There we go. Once I put all the details on it, if you'll share my video, I will enter your name into the drawing for the machine. So it will really help me get my name out there and get some more people to join us. So I hope you have a great night. Again, join me tomorrow night, 7 p.m. I will be sharing some stamp sets tomorrow, okay? And be sure to plan to join me on Friday for embellishments and bingo. Okay, have a great night. See you tomorrow.